Hi again. Welcome back to the channel.
It's been a long 4 months, guys, but we've been working tirelessly on the new grow room and studio. If you remember, after we moved and finally got the new house, the room that we were planning to use was actually 3 separate rooms. So we had to go through and do a ton of construction.
And the first thing we had to do was take down those pesky walls.
Demo day! Heaven's cousin was nice enough to come in and help us out and remove the walls and start demolition. We had to remove the carpet and get the rooms completely emptied and cleared out, along with the drop ceiling and other various things. But once we got that done, we were ready to start with finishing the floors, and we knew we wanted something strong and long lasting. So we started to do some research, got a bunch of quotes from a bunch of different companies, and finally found one that would do the floors in a way that we wanted, and they turned out absolutely amazing.
After that, we prepped and painted the walls, and we also prepped the wall for the sink, plumbing, and installation.
With construction well underway, it was time to start stubbing in the electrical. Thanks to my buddy Andy for helping with that. And in the meantime, our buddy Eric from Epoxy Wood Customs LLC came in and helped us start to finish out the walls, which we decided to go with shiplap because we thought it looked pretty cool. So huge shout out to Eric. Thanks for helping with that. Also had to think about the ducting installation for venting the tents. I went ahead and drilled a 6-inch hole through the side of the house, which is pretty nerve-wracking, but it turned out great. So that was prepped for a connection for the tent exhaust. So it was ready to set up the ventilation for the tents once they were set up and in place.
And that's where we left you at on the last update. Let's catch you up on where we're at now. With the walls being done, we decided to paint and stain the trim around the room black. That went well with the overall aesthetic of the room, and it matched the floor. And because we removed the French doors, we had to paint and install our new single door.
After we had most of the painting and the walls and the floor done, it was time to move on to the ceiling. We decided to go with the galvanized metal ceiling on one side in the work area, and on the other, the tent side, we decided to paint that black. So me and Heaven painted all the ceiling black with a sprayer. Unfortunately, I lost most of the footage for this, but it turned out absolutely great. And then we started to move on to installing the lighting. We wanted to have really good lighting for the room, so I went with 2x4 LED panels at 5,000 kelvins to give us a bright, nice lit work area for filming and working on the plants. And I also installed smart LED can lights that we can use for a more chill setting and spotlights when we're working on plants and things. Those wired in well. Me and Heaven also went around the room and replaced all the electrical outlets with new outlets, and we finished wiring a dedicated line for the tents so they had their own breaker.
In the meantime, Neil and I put up the backsplash and scheduled the plumber for the sink installation. And with the room finally ready, we were ready for furniture. We got a great deal for some used office furniture from a local outlet store. We picked up a couple of adjustable height tables, some cabinets, a desk, and a couple chairs.
After we had the room ready to go and everything moved in, the last thing we had to do was set up the tents. So we went through and set up 2 of the 4x4s. That way we knew where to run the ducting pipes to, so they were already in position. So we finished out running the rest of the ducting. Got all the tents set up, all 3 tents set up, plus a Patreon. All the ducting is in place for each tent. So now all we gotta do is get all the exhaust fans and carbon filters set up in each one, get those lights going, and then figure out what we wanna grow in each one. So we got all the tents in and they're looking great. We got 3 4x4s from AC Infinity. We're gonna run a veggie tent, a photo tent, and an auto tent is the plan. And then we do have a 2x3 for our Patreons, which is gonna be exclusive to them. So we do have to get ventilation for all the tents. We got the ducting done a couple weeks ago, and now it's time to get the fans ready and get all the lights in. We're gonna be using the T6 from AC Infinity. We already know it's a solid fan because we've been using it for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of you guys know too, they're much quieter than most other fans on the market.
So much quieter.
They connect to the controller 69 Awesome. So we're gonna make each setup for each tent's gonna have its own T6. AC Infinity makes these rubberized damper ducting clamps. So these are just rubberized clamp pieces that are made to go in between. So that's super sweet because before we had been putting these carbon filters on, we'd either run a hose to it or something like that, but usually just not as efficient as directly to it. And we have tried like the aluminum ducting tape and it doesn't really stick super good. After a while, it tends to kind of unstick because there's a little bit of texture on these fans. So these rubberized clamps should make it really easy to go on.
These are the first time I've actually seen these things, and I think these are kind of cool.
Right, and then directly to the carbon filter, so we can just clamp it together, putting a damper directly on the other side, and then this will lead out of the tent. That way we can eliminate any backflow from the damper, and it'll be right here for the fan, so it can just push it open when it's running. So I think it'll be a good setup for each tent. So we're gonna put these things together, probably all 4 of them.
These things are so cool. Not only is it gonna make it quieter, I think it'll give it a better seal.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm hoping that it will reduce any kind of vibrations that we might get through the system and just quiet it down. Plus it's gonna be a much stronger, more airtight hold than just using a whole bunch of tape or something like that.
Just to see how it works out.
Yeah, so it should be pretty sweet. So we're gonna get these together and then hang them up. Turn it up. All right guys, so here's kind of a complete setup, and we're just gonna throw this up in the top of the tent. I got some heavy duty zip ties, so we're gonna zip it along one of the back top tent poles. And there's a nice groove on here to keep it centered on there. So it should be pretty easy. And then this will just be a direct plug-in to vent out each tent. So it's got the damper on. Just make sure you're paying attention when you're putting everything together. Which way are the arrows facing on the fan to make sure you're exhausting right and stuff like that. But overall, it's looking like a sweet setup.
There's nothing that you can't do. I've been all around the world, and I ain't found nothing like you. Baby, you a special girl. You should know there's nothing that you can't do. We be fly like doves. You know what I wanna do. They say all we need is love. Baby, all I need is you. I love the feeling that you're giving me. I just wanna live free. I love the feeling that you're giving me.
You can remove this faceplate from the T6 fan, spin it around, just so the AC logo is the same. You know, getting those tents on point. Are you getting hot over there?
I'm warm.
Too hot to handle. Cloud Ray already doing work.
Special girl, you should know there's nothing that you can't do. Turn it up. They say all we need is love. Baby, all I need is you. We be fly like doves. You know what I wanna do. I love the feeling that you're giving me. I just wanna live free.
Check it out, guys. We got
all
the fans.
of our filters and fans up.
Right. So this is looking pretty sweet. The 2x3, the Patreon tent. This one has the T6 with a filter. We're gonna connect it next door to the 2x2 72-inch tall AC Infinity. That's gonna be our drying tent. So this one is gonna just provide the suction and filtration, pull through the dry tent and keep the Patreon tent good. Photo tent, it's got its own setup. Autos, veggies. So everybody's set, ready to go. All we gotta do is put a little piece of flex line on at the end and connect them up to the main ducting. And that's it, guys. Other than that, it's gonna be blowing.
I'm so pumped. You guys don't even know. It feels like forever since we've actually dived into some growing, so I'm so excited.
Right, we're pumped. We're ready to get this set up. These fans are gonna be sick.
Heck yeah.
Finish getting them hooked up, and then it's lights.
Lights and then plants.
Each tent is gonna get a Controller 69 Pro, the Wi-Fi edition. So that way we'll make sure every tent is dialed and the fans will ramp and we can control it all through the internet. So we're pumped.
Yes, so excited. And guys, you need to stay tuned because there's gonna be some plants happening in this room and probably more than we can handle.
Right, it's gonna be madness.
Take it down.
what, guys? So, studio's done.
We have a studio.
Let's check it out. What? Oh my gosh, guys. Finally done. Tents up. Everything pretty much done. And we're getting close.
We're ready for plans.
We pretty much are at this point.
So, do you want to tell them about what we've been working on?
Yeah, you guys want the grand tour of the whole place? We've been setting up and unpacking and continuing to try, and we're finally getting close enough so we can actually start to get back to what everybody wants to see, is all the grows. So as you guys can see, we do have the AC setup. What are all these tents back here,
So
babe? Walk
we
us through 'em.
have 3 4x4s back here. Neil did a great job putting up some exhaust that goes all the way out the house. We have all of that connected to all of these cool grow spaces. Each individual tent, which we are brought to you by AC Infinity, of course,
Gotta use the good stuff.
has these controller 69s, and they actually will control the lights as well as pretty much everything environmental inside of the tent. So those are really fun, and each tent has their own. And then, so we also have what we call, this is our 2x3 from AC Infinity, where this is what we're doing a grow with our Patreon. So thank you everybody that's been voting so far.
Heck yeah, thank you to our Patreon supporters. We do have that little tent, and then we're letting them vote on what we're gonna grow, you know, how we're gonna grow it and everything. So Ashley's already started the voting on that, so
Yes.
what does it think it's
Very
gonna be?
interesting
Photos?
to see how this
It's
tent's
photos,
gonna.
it's photos.
It's gonna be photos.
Everybody's been
Spoiler
waiting for the
alert,
photos,
it's a
right?
photo. But it's gonna be fun because everybody's gonna be able to vote on what they want going on inside of this tent. And then we have these 2 tents right here are going to be, this is gonna be our photo tent, this is gonna be our auto tent. We don't quite know exactly what's going on in there, so you guys will have to stay tuned.
Yeah, we're definitely.
But we know what we're growing, we just don't know exactly all the methods of what we're gonna try.
Right.
So you guys will have to.
You gotta stick around. We're just literally getting started. We're about to blow the lid off it.
Yeah.
It feels like forever since we've been able to.
I know it.
Now
I feel like I need to just get my hands in the dirt.
I like dirt.
I love dirt. And then this special little girl over here is actually going to be a veggie tent. So I'm actually going to be growing veggies and herbs and pretty much anything. You know what? I don't even know I'm dipping my toe in, and so you guys, like you guys have seen me before, I'm just gonna try to learn. You guys can.
We're gonna have fun with
You
it.
can just watch me.
We're gonna have the veggie tent, we're gonna have the auto tent, and then we're gonna have the photo tent. So we're gonna be able to run everything and share our grows with you guys and have fun and learn and share and show the results. It's gonna be fun. We'll have the Patreon tent. We do have the little tall 2x2 we set up as a drying tent. There's actually purple tie in there.
Yes,
right now.
We have some herb in there right now. So, and then I don't know if you've noticed this gigantic thing over here, but Neil's been raving about it since we got it. So
Right,
this is one of my favorite actually elements to the grow space, because before, if you guys didn't know, I actually had no water in my basement when I was doing my
It was
first
the
grow,
worst.
and I had to go up and down stairs.
Up and down the stairs, everything.
With gallons and gallons of water every time, and it was just.
That was one thing we wanted to make sure we had for sure for the room. Like we have to have a water supply and a way to clean and wash and stuff. And
This baby's gonna come in handy, I'm sure.
The sink, we had to go big. So.
I mean, I
It's
didn't
so
know
great,
we had to
though.
go so big, but I'm not mad about it.
I gotta tell you, the little washboards and yeah.
Very impressed with it. I mean, definitely,
great.
we're not going back.
It's got some sprayers so we can do cleaning, and it's also got this little quick release hose connection, so we can hook a hose up to it, bring water or whatever we need right out to the tents.
Yeah, so we have this
which
hose
is
right
really
here.
great. Yep, just a little hose that we can plug in quick with a sprayer. just to give us as options and flexibility. It's got a little diverter to kick water over to that side.
So that's a heck of a lot better than
Or the
carrying
sprayer.
water everywhere. let me
Right?
say.
We're gonna have some water fights up in here.
I'm very.
Don't spray me. We hung up our little backsplash ourselves. We also painted the ceiling ourselves.
We did paint this ceiling ourselves.
Unfortunately, lost all the footage from that because I lost a memory card like a goob.
I still think it's on this floor somewhere.
It might be somewhere, and yeah, that's another thing. The floors, we ended up getting the epoxy floors because we really wanted it to just be clean and something that we can work on and long lasting.
Very happy with these floors.
So happy with that.
And they're not slippery at all. You'd think that they would be, but they're actually very grippy, and they look really nice. They're very easy to clean, which is great.
They look great. So we just wanted something great, and you know, the whole vision for this and when we were building it is we just wanted somewhere cool and open to work. And we wanted not a big grow room, because a bunch of people have asked about that, and we've seen a bunch of you guys' comments, and we just really thought the tents would give us that flexibility to try different things all at the same time, rather than being limited to a whole room light schedule. And you know, we don't really grow for yield. That's not really one of our key things. We're growing just more for fun, you know, and personal. And you know, yield is not the most important. Having fun is, and you know, these tents give us the options to try whatever we want in any way. So I think it's going to work out great, each little environment.
It just allows our content to be a little bit more versatile, so we like that.
Right? It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be worth it. You know, we're still setting up, but pretty much the room as a whole, construction-wise, and tent setup and thing, like that's all done.
We are ready to make some content.
Right? We went to a used office furniture store, picked up this sweet table, put some casters on it so we can roll it around and you know, film and take plants out, show you guys, oh, look at that. Pull plants right out, you know, show you guys in the lives, Patreon member lives, take the plants out, show you what's going on with it, do fun stuff like that. We got a cool little sign up here with our...
Yeah, that thing's pretty cool.
The sign was cool. We got some more office equipment. I've got things for my cameras and all the kind of stuff that we're using, batteries and charging.
All of our mailing supplies.
Our mailing supplies for slaps and key tags. So it works out great. Over here is like a little office area. So this is where I work and we do the editing and stuff like that. And we have a little cart for the live stream that we set up so we can wheel this baby around to different spots in the room. You know, start up a live stream.
So a lot of times you guys will see that in
live.
the background. We actually just moved this little baby
for
our live.
We can just hot wheel that baby over there and start a stream from anywhere or even in the other room. You know, so we really tried to think it out, make it useful for what we wanted to do.
And allow it to transform with, you know, with our channel moving forward.
Right, we got the nutrient and growing equipment supply cabinet. So we are putting everybody's fun slaps up there. Yeah, nutrients down there.
I'm ready to go.
All the growing stuff, we're ready to go. We got putting up our fun slaps up here and everything. So if you guys have any slaps you want to send them, definitely hit up that P.O. box in the description. Send us over a slap and we'll put it up here so we can keep adding and repping everybody and keeping it cool. But it just seems like crazy.
I mean, this is a dream. This is beyond, honestly, when the first time we walked into this room, let me tell you, it was a lot different. And we had a vision, and
it was
this is way more and way better than like even my vision was. So I'm so excited and happy, and I'm honestly, I cannot wait to see what comes out of this room.
Right, it's gonna be freaking sweet.
So thank you guys for joining us, and we really can't wait to show you guys what else we got going on.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It's been absolutely insane. Like, I can't believe it, you know. We've worked so hard to make this happen, and through you guys' support and hard work and everything, we finally made it. We got the room done, we finally finished, and it's time to get back to growing, guys. 2023, we're coming in.
Let's get high again.
We getting high again. We're gonna have so much fun and do so many fun grows and things with you guys. We can't wait. Thank you guys so much for just helping make this dream come true. I still can't believe it. We worked so hard and we're finally here. and have our own house, and we made it.
This has been quite a journey, and it's literally just the beginning.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, and stay tuned for super fun content. We've worked really hard on the room, and we hope you guys enjoy it. And we're gonna be making some awesome stuff for you guys. So thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
I'm back in my bag, yo. Conscious. ISO. Down. Back in my bag and I gotta brag, I do this shit for real. When we was down and we had nothing, we had to share a meal. We put the shit in overdrive with no steering wheel. Shorty throw that thing back in a pair of heels. Yeah, she be riding on that thing like a Ferris wheel. Yeah, I love them dark skin, brown skin, caramel. You know I had to bring it to the hood like she Karen Civil. When she keep on turning head, cause when she walk that thing jiggle, jiggle.
And we going back to back on them like we Huey and we Riley. This that back in my back flow, we back again so highly. This that back in my